Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why? Or maybe you've struggled to recall someone's name, even though you've known them for years. Moments like these are common as we age, but they can also be quiet warnings. What many people don't realize is that some of the foods we've eaten for decades, foods that feel comforting and familiar, can actually speed up memory loss after 65. Today, I want to share with you 4 specific foods that research shows may harm your brain health as you age. And just as importantly, I'll offer simple senior-friendly swaps that taste good and actually nourish your mind. Let's dive in. 1. Highly processed meats like bacon, sausages, and deli slices. Let's start with a major culprit that hides in plain sight: processed meats. They're easy. They're tasty. They've probably been a part of your meals for decades. But after 65, your body, especially your brain, processes these foods differently. Processed meats like salami, hot dogs, bacon, and ham are packed with preservatives such as nitrates and nitrites, which help extend shelf life and enhance flavor. But once inside the body, these compounds can convert into nitrosamines, chemicals that have been linked to neuroinflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. And here's the important part: your brain, as you age, becomes more sensitive to inflammation. This means that what might have been tolerable at 40 or 50 could now accelerate memory problems at 65 or 70. In a major 2022 study published in the British Medical Journal, researchers followed over 200,000 adults and found a significant association between high processed meat intake and a faster rate of cognitive decline, especially in those over 65. Even just 25 grams a day, less than a single sausage, was enough to raise concern. Let's revisit Bill's story to make this real. Bill, a 68-year-old retired firefighter from Leeds, started noticing that he struggled to remember the rules of his favorite board games. He began repeating stories at family dinners. His wife, Linda, was the first to notice. Bill had always enjoyed a simple lunch: white bread, ham, and a bit of mustard. It seemed innocent, but when a family friend, a retired nurse, suggested his diet might be affecting his brain, he decided to see a nutritionist. The first thing they changed: his processed meat intake. Bill started replacing ham with grilled turkey breast, and instead of sausages at breakfast, he switched to sautéed mushrooms, eggs, or plant-based protein options like lentil patties. Not only did his memory sharpen within a few months, but he also felt lighter, had fewer afternoon slumps, and became more engaged in social activities. Here's the truth: you don't have to cut everything you love. But even reducing processed meats by just a few servings per week can dramatically reduce your brain's exposure to harmful compounds. Instead, try fresh, unprocessed proteins like grilled fish, especially salmon or sardines rich in omega-3s, chicken breast, or turkey slices, baked or grilled, not cured, legumes, and lentils, which also support heart and brain health. And remember, the small changes you make today can give you more clarity, independence, and peace of mind tomorrow. Because protecting your brain isn't about restriction, it's about preservation and empowerment. 2. Sugary breakfast cereals and pastries. That comforting bowl of Frosted Flakes or that blueberry muffin from your local bakery might seem like a harmless start to your day. But for seniors over 65, this sugar-laden routine can quietly sabotage brain health. Why? Because these foods are what scientists call high glycemic index. They break down quickly, flooding your bloodstream with glucose. That causes your blood sugar to spike rapidly and soon after, crash. And here's the critical part: your brain runs almost entirely on glucose. But it doesn't like roller coasters. When sugar levels swing up and down, it creates inflammation in the brain, impairs communication between neurons, and contributes to brain fog, irritability, and forgetfulness. In fact, a 2018 study in neurology found that seniors with higher fasting blood sugar, even without diabetes, showed worse memory performance and reduced hippocampal volume, the area of the brain critical for forming new memories. Let's go back to Margaret from Florida. age 72. For years, her mornings looked the same: frosted cereal with milk, a glass of orange juice, and sometimes a Danish. By 10:30 a.m., she felt drained, struggled to remember her grocery list, and often forgot appointments. Her daughter, a dietitian, suggested a breakfast makeover. She swapped out the sugary cereal for steel-cut oats topped with cinnamon, a natural blood sugar stabilizer, fresh blueberries, and a side of scrambled eggs for protein. Within 2 weeks, Margaret noticed a major shift. "It feels like someone lifted the fog," she said. Her energy lasted longer, her mood improved, and she felt more mentally present throughout the day. So what can you do? If you crave sweetness in the morning, choose whole fruits like apples, berries, or bananas. These have natural sugars bound with fiber, which slow digestion and release energy steadily. Pair them with a protein or healthy fat, like yogurt, eggs, or almond butter, to keep your brain fueled and focused. The goal isn't to give up pleasure, it's to feed your brain what it truly thrives on. Small changes can lead to clearer thinking, better memory, and a brighter morning. Every morning. 3. Foods high in trans fats, like margarine, packaged snacks, and fried foods. There's one ingredient that brain experts agree should be on every senior's avoid list, and that's trans fat. You'll often find it in cheap margarine spreads, packaged pastries, fried fast food, and microwave popcorn. These foods may be convenient or even nostalgic, but when it comes to memory and cognitive health, trans fats are silent saboteurs. So what makes them so dangerous? Trans fats are artificially created to extend shelf life and improve texture, but they also promote chronic inflammation in the body and brain. Inflammation is one of the leading drivers behind neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. One major study from neurology followed over 1,600 older adults and found that those with higher blood levels of trans fats were up to 75% more likely to develop dementia, even after controlling for age and other health issues. Take Ronald, a 70-year-old grandfather from Manchester. For years, he relied on microwave meals and snacked on store-bought donuts during his morning tea. He started noticing he couldn't remember names as easily and often repeated himself without realizing. His wife gently urged him to see a doctor. Blood work showed elevated cholesterol and markers of inflammation. A nutritionist recommended switching out his margarine for avocado or olive oil, replacing fried foods with baked or air-fried alternatives, and snacking on nuts or dark chocolate instead of processed cakes. Within 3 months, Ronald said he felt sharper, calmer, and most importantly, more in control of his thoughts. And here's something important: many trans fats are hidden. Even if a label says 0 grams trans fat, food manufacturers are allowed to round down if the amount per serving is under 0.5 grams. But those small amounts add up, especially if you eat the product regularly. So how can you spot them? Look for words like partially hydrogenated oils in the ingredients list. That's a red flag. And when in doubt, stick to real, whole ingredients you can recognize: olive oil, grass-fed butter, fresh nuts, and home-cooked meals. Protecting your brain isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every meal is a new opportunity to nourish your future self, because your brain deserves the same love and care you've given to everyone else over the years. 4. Diet sodas and artificial sweeteners. Here's one that surprises a lot of people: sugar-free drinks. We're often told to avoid sugar. And yes, too much sugar is bad. But artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, found in diet sodas and sugar-free yogurts, can also harm the brain. Some studies suggest that these sweeteners may interfere with neurotransmitter function and actually increase the risk of dementia. Sarah, a retired nurse from Sydney, drank 3 diet sodas a day. She thought she was doing the right thing, avoiding sugar. But after reading about the brain effects, she gradually switched to water infused with fruit slices and herbal teas. Not only did her headaches ease up, but she also felt more mentally present and slept better. Your brain deserves real nourishment, not chemical imitations. Let's reflect. Aging doesn't have to mean fading. It can mean growing, stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The foods we eat after 65 play a powerful role in how we think, feel, and remember. So let me ask you, did any of these surprise you? Have you, or someone you care about, noticed changes in memory that could be linked to diet? Leave a comment below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend or family member who needs to hear it. And subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to share with you. You deserve to age with clarity, confidence, and joy. And I'm here to walk that journey with you, one step and one meal at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.